Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today I have a haul from Creative Expressions. So lots of yummy goodies such as sprays and powders and even a Sue Wilson die, I think. So let's take a look. I've got a nice little box full here. Let me show you. Oh yeah. Look at all these goodies. I haven't even looked through this yet, so I don't even remember entirely what's in there. So the first thing I've pulled out is, I did see, because obviously it was on the top. This is your Shadow Box Scalloped Lattice Frames from Sue Wilson. However, what I hadn't realised, I'd got the original set, but what I hadn't realised was that she'd done a set B. Now, she's done that a couple of times with the double pierced square dies that go all the way down. And I absolutely love the stitched part of this that goes around. And I've been trying to say to her, please, can we have a whole set like we have with the pierced dies, where we've got a whole complete set of ovals, rounds, squares, oblongs, etc. But the consensus, it seems, is that you guys out there might think that that was kind of a bit cheeky to bring out a second set that was all intents and purposes the same as the first set, other than kind of the actual embossed feature there, or the pierced feature, whereas this is stitching that was dots. Now you tell me, leave some comments, tell me what you think. Do you think that you would, even though there's a set with the pierced edges, that you would still like a complete set of circles, oblongs, etc., the same as the double pierced set, but with the stitched lines? So these are your stitched lines, so you can just see. So instead of dots, you get like that stitched line. Would you like a whole complete set like that, so you could make the choice which ones you had? Or even, I mean, personally, I would go for both, because I love both things, and I don't, you know, if I can, I would. So let me know, what do you think? And then if, you know, you agree with Sue's kind of view that that wouldn't really be what you think is right, then all great. But if you don't, then maybe I can pass that on to her and try and persuade her. You never know. Alright, so let me know. I'd really be interested to hear. And just leave that in the comments below this video, or if you're on my blog, then leave it in the comments there as well. So just turning this over, you've got here obviously the 4 outlined rectangles or oblongs, whatever you want to call them, with the stitched piercing, which is what I was talking about. Instead of the dot piercing, the double piercing, then I was saying go all the way down, right down to the smallest little square or circle or whatever, but with these stitched lines. Okay, so that's that. And then you've got that beautiful lattice in the centre in this particular one with the stitching on as well. Now the reason that you might want set B particularly is that the B sets are the same with the double pierced squares or oblongs or whatever that you've got, rectangles. I always say oblongs, I'm not sure if they're not called rectangles, but anyway, with those collections you have a set A and a regular set, and then a set B. And what it is because the distance that you can get when you make a die like this, you can only get so close on one set. So the gap on average is about 1/4 of an inch between that line and that line there. So when you have a set B, what Sue does is she sits this first sizing so that it sits in between the first set. So you then end up with layering that you can make at 1/8 of an inch. So I personally really like that. That's the kind of layering sizing that I like when I do mat and layering. So I think that's why you have the sets, the original set and then a set B. So if you're wondering that, if you'd seen it, that would be why. And this will be the same with this. This outside pieces will be slightly offset to each other to the original set. Okay, so that's the Sue Wilson. That should be the only Sue Wilson die in there. So now I've got, and I'm not going to show you that one. Actually, I was going to show you something, but I've actually got, there's a second part to this, so I'll wait till I find the second part. So I'll put that one to one side for a minute. So now I've got this piercing ruler. You know, you would have perhaps seen Sue Wilson using this quite a bit on her videos if you watch her videos. And basically it's a great metal edged ruler, clear acrylic, but it's also got the piercing holes, so you can go around and create that lovely pierced edge on anything that you want to, so it doesn't just have to be the dies that have already got it done. Plus it's a great ruler with that edge on there, because the rulers that I've had before, I've ended up cutting into them because they haven't got that metal edge. So I'm really pleased to have finally remembered to order it, which has been the main problem. I keep forgetting. So then another one of my favorites is Phil Martin. I love him and his stuff. And I used to watch him a lot when he was on the different crafting channels over here, and I really like watching him craft. I love the way he crafts and I like his style. And then he started bringing out his own products, and it really kind of interested me because I really liked, he was obviously making what he liked, and therefore because I liked what he made as a crafter, I liked the products that he produced as well, if that makes kind of sense now. So I've got quite a lot of the Phil Martin stuff in here, whether it be colours or whatever. So this is Sentimentally Yours, which is the Phil Martin stamp range, and this is a background stamp and a beautiful roses background. I really like that. I think it's a bit different, and the actual size is slightly bigger. It comes right up to the top here, down to there. So it's what size? I don't know if it says. No, it doesn't say, but it looks about 4x6 to me. Maybe just slightly smaller than A6, but roughly that. So a nice decent size, beautiful rubber with a spongy background. Okay, so the next bundle of things that I've got is sort of almost in the jewellery sort of section really, but it's actually not. It's what we use as crafters. So this is their Creative Expressions Finishing Touches range, and one of the things I picked up was this metallic links in silver. I just wanted to see what that would come out like, because I thought it'd be quite interesting to pop this on a card, just either a section of it or all of it, depending on how much there was. I wasn't really sure how much in length we would get, so that's what I just picked up, the one of these, because I thought I'd just see what it looked like, and actually it looks really nice. And then also in the Finishing Touches range, I've got a number of these lovely faceted beads, and we'll go through those in a moment. And I've also picked up the spacers, just one pack of spacers. Again, with the spacers, I just wanted to see what they would be like and how I would work with them. Whoops. So hopefully you can just... So a really nice pattern on that. Not too fat, so they'll be quite nice. And what I want these for, I've already got the pins, so then I didn't need to get those, but you can purchase the pins as well if you want. They come with the pearls on top, or you can get them just plain with nothing on the top of the head of the pin. But I wanted to make my own stick pins. Now obviously I'm a bit short of stick pins, as you can see, but I really like stick pins, and I love making my own because they're really easy to do, and I actually will do a video on how to make them, because I know that when I saw a friend of mine, a crafting friend of mine that was in Canada, and she sent me some that she'd made, I was like, oh my goodness, how did you do those? And I don't know why, because sort of in hindsight it's probably really simple, but sometimes the simple things should just, you know, you just can't get your head around and can't work it out. So I've just put a white piece of card behind so we could see these lovely faceted teardrop beads a little easier. The colour against the black just wasn't working. So you can see it's a really nice shape. This is teal, so beautiful colour. And then we've got, so they're all the faceted teardrop ones. This is your spring green. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Really nice. Then we've got Rose Mist, Scarlet Blaze, isn't that gorgeous? and you can see how with the faceting and even through that plastic just how shiny they are. Normally the plastic kind of reflects that off a little bit and you don't get 100%, and no doubt these are going to be even more so when you see them. So this is amber. Now I haven't got anywhere near all the colours that are available, so you know, do check out Creative Expressions website directly, because what it does is it won't sell directly to the consumer, it will only sell to trade. However, what they do is, say you wanted this periwinkle and you went on their website, you would then go onto the periwinkle, you think, oh yeah, I really like that, and then underneath it gives you a list of people that are traders that have purchased it. Now some of those will be like me, that won't be selling, they're just using it for blogs or whatever, but some will, most of them will be ones that are selling. I will also put links up, as I always do, at the bottom of the blog post underneath my signature, and also in the paragraph under YouTube there'll also be the links. As many of these as I can, I will put links to people that are selling them for you. But if you can't, you know, if you want to just look a little bit further, this is pale blue, although it looks rather lavendery, doesn't it? If you want to look at their whole range, not just sort of what I've purchased here, because Creative Expressions has loads of stuff. So if you want to look at their whole range, then, you know, it's worth going onto their website. And I'll put a link to that as well for you. So if you don't know where to go for that, I'll pop that up. So this is garnet, so a lot sort of darker than our red there, although actually in this light it doesn't look it, but in actual eyesight it's a lot darker. And then the final one is deep blue. Beautiful. So that's all the beads. So then the next thing is I wanted to get some mica pigment, and they had a set which was kind of all these greens, aquas to blues, and you know how I love my turquoisey type tones, so I bought it in this set because I thought it would be interesting. I wasn't quite sure how it would come, to be honest. I didn't realise it came with a little bottle and a brush, so that's kind of cool. Hold on a minute, there's a wasp. Well, Daisy's rather allergic to wasps. She got stung once and we had to rush her to the hospital because her face swelled up like anything. So she knows to run away when she hears a wasp. She goes and hides or goes out of the room. But I thought, well, I better get it out of here quickly. So anyway, going back to this. So we've got this beautiful mica. So I thought, well, I have to play with this. It's not something I've used before particularly. I had like pearl and stuff, but that's about it. So I've got that, so that I think will be fun. So the next thing I've got here is this glitter jewels. I have seen like the crystals coloured ones, they had some crystal ones, so I thought, but I'd seen that they got a new section or selection out, I should say, with black and different versions of the black, so they'll be different, slightly different. Now this is Nebula Ice, so this is going to be the black, but oh my goodness, but it's got that multicoloured sort of look to it, but some of them aren't going to be like that. Some are going to be just sort of more black but with a sparkle to them, but not that rainbow look. So it would depend on what you get. And also this is almost like tiny, I don't know if you can see, yeah, tiny little straight pieces rather than little circles. So some of them were sort of little circles rather than little straight bits like that. So they varied and covered, so they varied depending on which ones you purchased. It was quite hard to tell. The pictures weren't that brilliant, I have to say. So then the next thing I've got is some Phil Martin. Again, Phil Martin colours. They do make this Cosmic Shimmer Pearlescent PVA glue in a number of colours, quite a lot of colours I think actually, but I just happened to pick up the Phil Martin colours because, again, I just really liked those. They just sort of ones that attracted. And I wanted to see what they would be like. I've used some of these. These are like your enamel accent type things. So it'll make your little pearl drops. So I've got here 5 colours that I just picked out. As I say, they just so happen to all be Phil Martin colours. But, so let me see what we've got. Graceful Mint, Vintage Blue, Graceful Mustard, Frosty Blossom and Vintage Lavender. So really nice colours. This one I thought would be slightly more yellow than it is, but I really like it still. It may be slightly different when you take the lid off. Yeah, it is much more yellowy. If you see, compared to there, it's much more yellow than it appears in the bottle, because the bottle sort of is more slightly opaque, so it just distorts the colour slightly. So then a new thing out with Cosmic Shimmer and Creative Expressions is this Glitter Kiss. Now it looks very much like they're gilding packaging that they've got, because it's got the same, where it's got the, oh, I'm supposed to pull that bit off, but it's got the little sponge applicator in the top there, so that's why that's in there to help you. And it's basically glitter in Cosmic Shimmer glue, and Cosmic Shimmer glue is particularly special. It sort of dries really quickly when you use it. You need very little, and you can use this in a number of different ways, so that through your stencils and onto stamps. There's actually a really good video showing you some different application ideas of Cosmic Shimmer Glitter Kiss, and I will try and see if I can link that onto my blog post so that you can see how this works, because I have to say, when I saw that video, I wasn't going to get this, and when I saw the video I thought, oh well, okay, I'll give it a go. So I just picked up two colours. So this was Sea Green and this one is Antique Rose, and I just thought that would be fun to not go for the gold and silver for a change, actually, to be honest. I think it's always quite tempting to go for that, and there was such a nice selection of colours, so I thought, right, let's actually go for something that's got colour. So then the other thing that I've got that's new to me, and I think fairly new to Cosmic Shimmer, is these pixie powders, which I guess are some sort of version of your mica, but you kind of puff them onto the page, and then you onto either wet page or you wet it afterwards. I can't quite remember, to be honest, but the way that it reacts, it just makes these amazing backgrounds or different colours. It's almost like a firework. And again, if I can find a Cosmic Shimmer Creative Expressions video about it, I'll pop that onto the blog post as well. I have to try and remember all these things I want to put on there for you. But as I say, I've got a number of different colours here, and so we've got Sun Yellow, Peacock Green, Golden Mint, Purple Violet, Candy Pink, Scarlet Mint, Teal Wash and Midnight Blue. So some really nice fun colours, and I think all you do, as I say, is you just very lightly, it's all powder in here, so that whole thing is powder, and I think you need very little, so these are going to last you quite some time. So as I say, I'll try and put a video up if I can find one that shows all about them. Now this was the thing that I said to you at the beginning, oh, I'll wait till the end and show you this because there's a second part to it. Well, the second part isn't in the box. Now either I'm a nitwit and I forgot to order it, or it's on back order, so I'll need to check that. But basically these are the new pop-ums, they call them, and basically they're your chipboard type thing, and you pop them out, and there's a corresponding stamp that goes with them, so you can give them a paint and then stamp on them, or whatever you want to do really. You can leave them more natural, but the stamp literally matches up, so you can create these lovely embellishments, or even double-side it, I guess, and create sort of like a mobile or whatever you want. There's all sorts of shapes. I've got the owls here. I really like owls. It's sort of a little thing that I just love, owls. And there's hearts and stars, I think. I can't remember, cogs, all sorts. And then my other thing that I've got here is my lovely Cosmic Shimmer Colour Cloud. Now I've got a number of colour clouds already. You may have seen me using them. I think I used some on a recent video, my Shabby Chic spring card, so you may have seen me use something on there. So I just wanted to add some more colours to my collection. So I've got here Decadent Grape. You need to kind of ignore the colour that it is here. It really does come out pretty similar to the little dot at the side or on the top. So I've got Decadent Grape. And just to say, some of these are, this is Phil Martin, not. So some of the, quite a lot of these colours are Phil Martin colours, all but two in fact. What he does is that the colours will go across the board. So you've got your colour cloud, your glue, your spray, your texture paste. There's some other things as well, I think, but there's all these things that say that Phil Martin colour, and he has put that into all of those elements, so you can literally get a whole set if you wanted to. So anyway, so as I say, Decadent Grape, Chic Magenta, probably easier for you to see that dot, isn't it? This is Decadent Bamboo. I thought this would be a really useful colour actually, rather a boring colour probably, but probably, oh, it comes sealed of course, but probably quite a boring colour in some ways, but I suspect a colour that you'll end up using quite a lot. Then your Chic Grey Blue. Now I wasn't sure what this would be like because it looked very delicate, so it's quite a lot of blue in the pot there. So we'll see how that comes out because the dot is almost white, so who knows. And then we've got, I think this is Chic Pumpkin. Yeah, lovely. See how dark it is there? But because you do very little, again, it lasts a long time. It's basically a sponge, and then with like this, and then over the top, so you've got the sponge at the bottom here, and then like on the top is sort of like almost like a Hessian type layer, and then you take your little eggs, as I call them, these little eggs, you can purchase these on Creative Expressions. I've bought a number of these that are makeup ones from eBay, so I've got all the colours as well, so that makes it a bit more fun. And also, like when I'm using purple, I've got a purple sponge, so then I remember that's the sponge I use for purples, so it kind of helps as well. And then you can kind of mix it up a bit without worrying that you're putting blue with purple. Well, that probably wouldn't matter so much, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so then we've got Soft Cerise, and then Plum Cobbler. So some really nice colours there. And then I bought some stencils. I don't have very many stencils, and it occurred to me that quite a lot of this stuff really would work really well with some stencils. So we've got here that Special Touch stencils. Just get them, they're all mixed around, that's it. So I'm just trying to see if we've got some names, but that's a really lovely one, isn't it? That is All Stirred Up. And then we've got this sort of wibbly wobbly wavy one, which is actually called Wavy. And then I think that's netting, or yeah, netting. And then these leaves, which I thought would be really handy actually. And that's called Leafy. And this is the one that I saw done with that Glitter Kiss paste, which it came out really well. And then the final stencil that I got was Triple Scallop. Triple was spelt with two P's, which is somewhat unusual. So that's that one. Okay, now believe it or not, these are my first ever Mr. Sprays. I don't possess them. And I just thought that, you know, I'm trying to venture out into some new things. I did that Shabby Chic card the other day and I really enjoyed it. But I hadn't got some of the things that perhaps I would have liked to have used. Hence this order really, to sort of just stock up on a few bits and pieces that are perhaps a little different for what I normally would use, and Mr. Sprays would be one of them. And again, there's a bit of a theme going here, isn't there, with Phil Martin across all of these. So with these, I just picked out some colours that I liked. It just so happened they were Phil Martin. I think that over time, they'll, if I haven't already with some of these things, that I'll end up with sort of the same colours in the different elements as we talked about earlier. So it will kind of come together as well, which would be quite nice. So this one here is your, where is it? Here it is, Frosted Aqua. I guess it's kind of showing the colour on the front there. And then Frosty Blossom, very pretty colour like that. And I keep forgetting where I found it. Graceful Peach. Vintage Berry. I have to say, I don't think I thought that was going to be that colour. Looks a bit more orange than I thought. I thought it was going to be quite red. Because that looked, in the picture, that looked very red, and then that looked sort of more orange, and then this one looked yellow, which I thought would be a nice combination. But if they come out like that, then that's not quite how I expected. Although at the bottom of the bottle, they look more like I was thinking, with the red through to the orange to the yellowy colour, but we'll see when we spray. But that was my thinking, because this is now Graceful Mustard, which I think is this colour, so it should be similar, I would think, to that, but who knows. And then the last one is Graceful Lilac. So we'll see, we'll learn from them, you know, how the colours actually turn out, and therefore take that into account when purchasing. So that is those. And then the last thing that I've got is a whole heap of texture paste, which I love texture paste. So here is the texture paste that I got. I didn't have very much texture paste, and it's something I'm finding that I'm really enjoying using, so I wanted to get some different colours, and I really liked the fact that a lot of these came, well, pretty much all of them came as pairings, as a glitter version and a non-glitter version. So what we've got here is Chic Magenta in the glitter, and Chic in Magenta in your non-glitter. So you can see it comes in this gorgeous glitter in this paste. Now the paste dries clear, and then you've got the beautiful magenta in the plain colour. Let me just show you that in the plain, just so you've got a contrast. Whoa! So isn't that beautiful? And everywhere, so let's just be careful. Okay, so there's that, and then I've got Frosty Blossom. As I say, I didn't get the glitter in that, but I may well correct that in due course. And then we've got the Platinum, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. And that's stunning. I don't know if you can see that as well in this light. And then you've got the Platinum in the glitter version here. So pretty. And then above that we've got Decadent Grape. Just gonna put that there to hold them. And then this one is Chic Viola. These are, I think, we're pretty much on Phil Martin colours again here. Just coincidence, actually, to be honest. And then Frosty Mink, another really pretty colour. Then we've got Frosty Jade. The Frosty Heather, as I say, that also I didn't get the plain in that. The Frosty Aqua already had the plain version, so that's why I just got the sparkle in that. So that was that one. Really nice, I love that aqua. And then actually, just so while I'm here, I may as well show you the other ones that I actually already had. I've got Graceful Pink, so that's why I thought that although it's Frosty Blossom and that's Graceful Pink, I really thought they were going to be close enough not to be a problem. So that's why I didn't get the Frosty Blossom glitter. And then I already had as well the Aurora Sparkle and the Polar White Sparkle, so that's kind of got like the greeny tones sparkling away in it. And then that's just like snow. And then I also had this one, which is a large one of the clear, and you can basically mix into that, get a little pot, mix into it any of your mica powders or anything like that to change the colour, and that will make your own unique colour. So then, as I said, we've got the Frosty Heather. I don't know why then I didn't get the Frosty Heather plain. I'm not quite sure. Maybe, oh, I think, yes, that was what I was thinking, that this Frosty Sky looked like it would go really well with the Frosty Heather, and actually the Frosty Sky here, the glitter that went with Frosty Sky, didn't actually look I mean, it doesn't show so well on here. This is much more purple and this is really much more blue. So it seemed to me that this and this, actually, if you put that like that, you would think that was correct. So that was my thinking, and there wasn't anything really that went with this, but I really liked the colour, so I just thought, what the heck. So that's my Frosty Blossom and Frosty Sky and Frosty Sky. The Frosty Aqua we already showed you. Then we've got Decadent Denim, which I think is a fabulous colour. It didn't look like this at all. It's got a real richness to it. Look at that, isn't it absolutely gorgeous? And again, on the camera, I don't know whether it's just on this little screen. I've noticed it before on the little screen that I'm looking at when I'm filming to check that, you know, I'm in shot and whatnot. It sometimes looks a bit different to when I see it on the computer, but this looks more denim-y than what you're seeing, appearing to see. But we'll see when I look at this and edit this, it may be that it's completely different. Anyway, going back to here, the final colour is chic blue grey blue even, and I think that's such a pretty colour, really delicate. I very much like these delicate colours. I really think they're pretty, and then yeah, there's some rich ones as well. So then the very last thing that I've got in this haul is this little Cosmic Shimmer iridescent mica pigment, and this is pearlescent, and this isn't actually for me, this is for my mum for mixing with nails stuff, so like gel and polish, etc., and it will make a really nice effect and a really nice colour, so I got that for her to try. Okay, so that is today's haul video. So I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at all this yummy stuff from Creative Expressions. As I say, I'll put the videos and links, etc., as best as I can, and as many as I can, up on the blog post for you. If you're on YouTube, go to the paragraph below the video, click on where it says show more, and there'll be a bit that says corresponding blog post and a link. If you click on that link, it will take you to the blog post, and that will have the videos, etc., that I've referenced in this video for you. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.